Hi, everybody, and thank you for coming on to Soneca Chats. I am very excited about our guest today, and that is supermodel Emme. And for those of you who are not sure who Emme was, which I'm sure everybody knows, she was plus size model, brand TV personality, brand ambassador, and a social reformer. So we have so much to talk about today, and I'm really excited to have Emme. So here we go. Hi. Hi.
Hi there. How are you?
How are you?
I am doing great. I'm so happy that we're chatting today. What's going
Yeah.
on?
I know, and I love your meditation. So I told you it's a little hard for me to get it at 7:30 in the
You
morning.
did though. I saw you this
I know I
morning.
did. I got on at the end. I got on towards the end. So I can do it later in the day, which is so great. So for everybody who's out there, you have to follow Emme because your inspiration is just so good.
Thank you so much. I curled my hair
No.
today to join you and have fun. I haven't worn makeup in forever, but it's all good. So,
No,
so
I do my makeup when I do these little chats.
that's so great. So do you do them how often, Sonica?
So I just, you know what? I just, as a stylist, it's been kind of hard, right? Working out of home. So I decided, I know few people, let me like tap into my Rolodex and start having a conversation, you know what I mean? And it's been
Right.
really a lot of fun.
Hi, we have the New Jersey matchmaker.
Oh yeah,
New
Julia,
Jersey's matchmaker.
I know. Yeah. She's a friend of mine.
Oh, good. I love,
Yeah,
love, love,
yeah,
love,
I
love.
mean, I haven't used her professionally, but I we do know each other. That is
That's
so crazy. I've gotten so much great feedback, so many people telling me what like they've met you and how nice you are. So that I just want to let you
oh,
know. I mean, with everything that you've done and accomplished and who you know, it's just it's amazing.
thank you. Thank you very, very much. I really feel blessed with the career that I've had, and it's a very interesting time right now, and I'm really happy to be able to give back by jumping on in the morning. And it was really
Yeah,
lovely to see you. Yeah,
yeah, and thank you for the shout out as well. I appreciate it.
you're so welcome. You're so welcome.
But so you started, I mean, we'll talk a little bit about everything, but the meditation, it feels like you've been doing this since we've been on quarantine, kind of, right?
That's exactly right. I do believe that as of this morning, it's
Hmm.
day 85. And
Wow.
there's yeah, and it's been I wanted to try and give back in a way that was genuine and
Hmm.
helpful, and I couldn't imagine, like, so here I am in the house. How can I, what can I do? And I have a practice of meditation. I just said, why
Hmm.
don't I just open this up and take it step by step? And we had a core group from the very beginning, and then people
Hmm.
come in and will not watch it, like you just said, will not watch it right at 7:30, but will
Right.
watch it later on in the
Later
day,
on in
and if
the
they
day,
want a
yeah.
moment. Yeah. So it's been interesting to see what's been happening with
Hmm.
COVID,
Yeah.
and then moving into Black Lives Matter, which is very, very important.
Yeah.
And I get a chance to share the stuff that I did not know before, and
Right.
also to give shout outs to our COVID first responders and the nurses and the doctors, and sending message, when I find
Yeah.
something, someone DMs me and say that we have to talk about
Yeah.
hand sanitizer not being in the
Yeah.
car.
Right.
I'm like,
Exactly. Yes.
really, what
Exactly.
happened? So I looked at a video. I'm like, oh my God, no hand sanitizer in the car,
I know
especially
that
this
was
summer.
you said that. I think you said that today. I heard that and I was like, that's so
Yeah,
good to know, like not to keep it in the car.
because it's flammable,
Right.
highly, highly
And now
flammable.
that it's so hot, forget about it.
That's right. That's right. So
Wow. Yeah. No,
yeah,
so I think it's great that you are using your platform to like speak these things, and I'm
thank you.
so happy, I've kind of taken a pause myself from doing anything because because of everything that's going on in our world. And I'm and like, even though I'm foreign to treating others differently because of who they are, what they look like, or what their religion is, everything that's happening it's just really sad that not everybody feels the way I feel and the way my family feels. And so we need to make a change. And and it's just getting educated. Like I did a chat with a girlfriend of mine who is a makeup, hair and makeup artist. She is a Black American. And I reposted a story she did explaining what the difference is between all Black lives and all lives matter. Do you know what I mean? Because I myself, oh, wait, did we lose each other?
No, I'm
Can
here.
you see me?
Yes,
Oh, wait, can you hear me?
yes, yes,
Can you see me?
absolutely. Yes,
Yeah,
I
okay. I
can.
was like, you were paused. You were paused. So I was like, oh no, am I talking to myself?
No, no,
But
no.
no,
You're there. I can see you and hear
okay.
you.
Okay, so yeah, no, so I was just saying, like, so I've been learning like the differences, like there's just so many things, and I think, a lot of us we don't realize that we know there's, you know, this segregation or racism that's going on, but a lot
Lots
of
of
us
it.
didn't know to what extent, a lot, to what extent. So, I think this, it's a good time, like you said before in
It's
your
about time.
story. We needed to do this.
Oh my goodness, to accept and to say that I say every day, I am so ignorant. I am all for anti-racism. I
Mhm.
have a lot to learn, and I just watched 13 on Netflix last night and was like, oh my gosh.
Mhm.
It was really, really impactful, and I think 13 should be in high schools. It should be in colleges. We're going to be going down an incredible road together.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
Black Lives Matter, yes, front and center, without a question. And through the work that we do together for Black Lives
Mhm.
Matter,
Yeah.
it's going to be a civil movement. It is a
Yeah.
civil movement, and it's
Yeah.
okay to say you don't know anything and that you got to peel back the onion. It's
Yeah.
vitally important. I have a sign in the front of my house, and sometimes I see that it's down, and I made sure that it was right next to my front door so
Right.
someone would not like. And I forgive anybody and everybody, whatever they need to do. But that thing and that sign is going to stay up front and center because it's been too long, too long, too much
Right.
suffering.
Yeah.
And
No,
there's no need for
absolutely.
it.
No, no. And I mean, considering that we're in 2020 and so much of what happened was, over 100 years ago. So
400
it's
years ago, 400.
400 when it's, yeah, like, I mean, crazy. But I mean, I'm going back like
1619. Yeah, 1619. The first
first
slaves
lady,
coming
right?
onto the. Yep.
To think like our country was one of the last to end slavery, because I mean, Latin America, they had gotten rid of it so much sooner than we did, believe it or not. So anyway, I'm happy to be, because like like you said and I said, like, I'm learning a lot. As much as I thought I knew, I'm learning more and more, and I'm educating myself. So
Good. That's
um,
wonderful. That's great. It's wonderful.
so I think it's great, and I love the fact that you have this platform to be able to speak this voice, because I mean, all of us count, right? Like one, everybody's vote counts. So I mean, we all have a voice and we should all speak. But I love how you can just get to more people. So I thank you for
Yeah,
that.
but yeah, you're welcome. One thing is, if we say all of us count, we have to make Black lives count. So that when we
Yes.
say all lives count, it means all lives count. So,
Hmm.
yeah, because there's such a disparity right now. So once we keep on pushing through and peeling back the onion on a lot of police brutality, and books, history books need to be rewritten, and so on and so on. And I mean, it's endless, but
Yeah, no, I
together we
know.
can
I
get
mean,
there.
they made a controversy over, for instance, I think Gone with the Wind was just removed off of HBO.
Yeah, well,
Did
we're going to see a
yeah.
lot. We're going to see a
Well,
lot
I mean, yeah,
of.
and they did say that they were going to put it back on because it is like such an iconic movie, but they're going to make sure there's a discussion. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Prior, so
Yeah.
that people understand, so if a young person watches it who's never, doesn't know, I don't want them to think that this is how it's okay to treat people that way.
Oh, you know what, Sonica? I think that we're moving into a place where the youth is going to change where we're coming from on the idea or the concept of race. And human race is where we're going. I think that we're not going to have another generation that doesn't understand. I don't think so. That's
I hope
that's
so.
a hope and a wish that
Yeah.
anyone who's non-Black is going to understand that there's a whole other story that needs to be told and the
Right.
truth. So, yeah,
Right. No,
yeah,
absolutely. No,
we're in a good place.
no, I know. And yeah, no, I'm excited. I have a daughter, like maybe around your daughter's age, and she did some peaceful protests that first weekend. She lives in Kentucky, so where Breonna Taylor, was murdered and stuff like that, and it was great. I was so proud of her to see that
Yeah,
she was
it's
out
so
there.
wonderful that your daughter, that's wonderful that you've encouraged her to be, to feel passionately about
Mm.
things that touch her heart. And it's great that she did do the peaceful protest.
Yeah. No,
The
yeah.
next step in this is I'd like to see Breonna Taylor's, the officers and the precinct, not
Mm-hmm.
only to be put to to justice and put in a whole reform and education throughout all of the police forces around the United States so that this does not happen again. I think they just passed that there's no more non-knocking. You have to
Yeah,
knock.
they did. They did.
I mean,
They did.
yeah, and there's on my story, I was
Yeah,
just
I reposted. I did the
awesome.
screen test and I reposted it and I
Thank
put it
you.
in my stories. Yeah,
Thank
no,
you.
because I was listening to the news today too. I mean, you hear the 911 call. I mean, the guy thought like that they were being robbed. You know what I mean? They had no idea what was going on. I mean, I've never heard of such a thing of walking into, banging into somebody's house without a warrant. I just never knew that was possible.
We as white women have not had that happen. But
No.
there, but within the Black community, it happens a lot. And
Wow.
unfortunately, for someone like Breonna Taylor, who was an EMT who worked with COVID and was dedicated, and her life will not go unnoticed, and it will mean something because a lot of
Right.
laws are going to be passed because of her death. Rest in peace,
Yeah.
as well as Ahmaud Arbery, as well as
Yeah.
George Floyd, and many now today we are into this, and it's not just going to go by, and it's not going to go unnoticed.
All right.
What a time to be alive! Don't you feel honored and proud to see this
Yeah.
monumental change? I mean, you want your
Yeah.
friends to be healthy and well during this time,
Yes.
but wow, this change
Yeah.
needed to come.
Yeah. No, I mean, what 2020 is all about having, right? Like having that vision. And maybe this was meant for us to have this awakening,
I think so.
like just like focusing and really tackling things that mean and as sad as this COVID is, and I think it was also a pause for everybody that a lot of people needed,
A lot of
because
yes, yeah.
we're all like crazy busy. I mean, it doesn't matter who you are. Everybody's always busy. That's, oh, I don't have the time to do this. I don't have time to do that. I don't have time to call a parent. Like you don't have time. So, everything is happening for a reason, and I'm hoping that we can see the positive of it and do good with it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. And Jersey's opening up soon. Like I think Monday, outdoor eating. Are you running out, or are you like taking it cautiously?
I'm taking it cautiously. I have movie nights in my backyard with some friends and family, and we have pods sitting in different
Right.
places, a big movie screen. And, I have gone into backyards and stayed pretty much separate and keeping the mask on. We have
Mhm.
with this pandemic, we do have an issue of it coming back in the fall.
I know.
Um, And so, we've got to just, yes, things are opening up. Take a breather, be precautious, do what you need to do, but don't throw all caution to the wind.
Yeah,
That's,
no, because
that's
I know
really important.
people, I have some friends in other states that are like 50%, and I can't believe like how they're socializing as if everything was fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Well, it, you know, once we start getting the news again, and they just say that it's going to happen, we just have to. You don't want to get sick with this thing. It's deathly,
no.
and you don't want to spread it. You don't want, so just be careful. Use your hand sanitizer. Be smart. And
Yeah.
the other generations, many generations before us, had to go to war in order to have freedom. So
Right.
this is health freedom. So stay at home is not a bad thing,
Yeah,
and
no, yeah,
things could be
yeah.
much worse. So yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm not, I mean, I live in the suburbs. So like you just said, I mean, I'm lucky that I've been able to go to people's backyards to, have somewhat socialization, but not have my distance. And I know for others, maybe that can't be the case, like if they're in New York City.
Right.
Um, so I felt like I've gotten out. I mean, I'm not worried about running to a restaurant. It's okay. You know what I mean? I'm fine. I'm already used to like making my cocktails and
Yeah.
and having
Yeah.
my, you know
Doing
what
your
I
fruit
mean? So,
cocktails and eating, we've been eating really, really well because we've been cooking for ourselves. But
right.
it's awfully nice. I think Toby and I have ordered in maybe 3 or 4 times over this whole time. And
Yeah.
it's a nice treat but you're eating out of your kitchen, so there's more salt and there's more oil and butter or
Mhm.
whatever. And so what? That couple of times, but you actually do feel much better because with it being
Mhm.
so unstructured, with being in quarantine, I found that my 7:30 meditation times was a really
Mhm.
lovely anchor. And I keep on telling my community, thank you for making my practice into your own, because I feel that I have to be accountable and I need to show up
Right.
and be there. And like,
Yeah.
I ran earlier and I'm like, I have a 7:30 live thing and I'm not going to look like this,
Oh my God. Yeah. So
but
what
it's
time do you
okay.
get off? Like I'm thinking, wait, you had all those beautiful pictures from your walk, your
My
hike, and I'm like,
garden.
how do
Yeah.
you do it all? How do you do it? Like by 7:30?
So I wake up at about 5:45 and I get up, make my bed, I have everything laid out, and I go to the most beautiful little spot that's like an
Mhm.
oasis for me. And I get to see the morning light dapple through the trees.
Wow.
And I'm alone usually. I sometimes bring my girlfriend and she goes in her car and her
Mhm.
kids are sleeping, and I go, and then we run up and down and do our thing. We walk up hard, fast, and then we turn
Mhm.
around and run. And I'm like a little sore right now, and I'm dealing with very bad blisters, but that's okay. It'll all, whatever. But I have that in the bank for the rest of the day. So I'm going to training for a wellness coach as well as an executive leadership coach. And so I'm
Wow.
doing that all throughout the day and meeting with clients and all that. And because I want to be a part of that pivot, I want to help people pivot into an inclusive atmosphere at work, a more well-centered a wellness 360 in their lives. And having had an interesting, diversified life myself,
Right.
I wanted to, I want that, I want to be able to bring that to the forefront. And it's exciting. It's really
Wow.
nice.
Oh, that's exciting.
I
I
love
mean,
coaching.
I love how you just said, you're learning, right, to become a coach. And I think so many of us do that. Like we learn new things as we get older. We're not stuck to what we graduated from college. I mean, some people still do, obviously, but for the most part, a lot of, we're like we've hit this, where okay, I've changed, I've evolved, and I think it's
And you
great.
want
I
to
mean, that's
share.
how I did, with styling. I used to be a high school history teacher many moons ago. And then I was home, and then I opened up a home accessory store. And then, I went into the city. I went to FIT, took some like classes just to like learn. And one thing led to another, and I graduated with a certificate in fashion styling. So And then I was doing internships. You know, I'm in my 40s and I'm doing what the 20-year-olds are doing, and I'm hustling. And but it's been good, you know. And then when with this little setback, I'm like, maybe it's a good thing. Maybe I can focus on doing, you know, I like doing these kind of conversations and having interviews with people. So I'm like, I can like add this into my repertoire of styling somehow.
Why
And if
not?
I can tie it in with, you know, and I love the fact that, you know, we're talking about what's happening today, but you also have your you know, your fashion background as well, and how, and I want to talk about that because, you know, how did you become Emmy the supermodel?
I fell into it. I totally fell into it, and it was at the right time. No one was really having a conversation about inclusive beauty, and I was a reporter before this, so I had a different perspective. I was very curious about why. Why are we not seeing diversified texture, skin color, as well as body diversity in reflections of beauty in magazines, billboards, and catalogs and all that? And I just kept on asking why. And then all of a sudden, an opportunity to work in the modeling industry. I was like, a model? Are you kidding me? You have to do hair and makeup. I don't know how to do that stuff. And
Mhm.
one thing led to the other. And People magazine put me on the map in '94, and the rest was truly history. I was able to communicate, do research, talk about data, and
Mhm.
have the collective experience, not only as a full figured woman, but as a woman, whether she was size zero or whether she
Right.
was 24, 30. We
Mhm.
were women on a journey, not feeling comfortable in our own skin. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is not a
Right.
size issue. This is a woman's issue. And I just kind of
Right.
led in that. And
Mhm.
it was a remarkable, beautiful
Yeah.
journey.
No,
That's
I mean, I
beautiful.
mean, like, you definitely have like it in you to create this platform and to stir. I mean, not that it was controversy, but you brought something to
It
everyone's
was.
awareness. I mean, not everybody's made in the same shape and size. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So you allowed for this to happen. Oh, sorry, you hear my phone ringing.
It's live. This is the beauty of live TV. It's live, live.
Yes, yeah, yeah, exactly. So that's why um, I love that you were able to do that. And Revlon did a campaign, if I'm not mistaken, right? And
I
they
was a
showed,
spokeswoman. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. So you were like
a
with
lot of
along with Cindy, you know,
yeah,
like
yeah, Cindy, Hallie, and it was a
yeah,
wonderful time. It was really a beautiful time, and there was so many wonderful opportunities. And I went back into TV, and I still do a lot of work in TV. That's
right.
the medium that I actually feel most comfortable in. The modeling was great. It's always so fun to do. I look at it not, I
Mhm.
looked at it as I really appreciated the opportunity that it gave me to be able to speak on behalf of a lot of people around the world. TV is fun. I love going on, talking. If there's an issue with some self-esteem or body image issue, I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah, or have fun with Rachel
right,
and
right.
Rachel
Yeah.
Red. So yeah, yeah.
No, I think that's great. And you definitely put plus size models on the map. And now, you know, you have like the Rachel, you know, Ashley Graham and
Oh
like and all
yeah.
the models, and people look up to them, and you kind of like set the, you know, you paved the way for these ladies.
And they took the key and ran with it. So they've done
Yeah.
incredible things, and the I think the culture was really primed and ready to be able to say okay. And I have to say, Ashley Graham has been an incredible spokesperson for the industry, as well as about 6 or 7 other young ladies that have hired
Yeah.
their publicists and really organized themselves to take it really seriously.
Right. No,
And
absolutely.
so there's a lot of room to be done, so that it doesn't have to be just plus size and straight size models, and all
Right.
fashion lines that are in the mass market
Yeah.
offer size 0 to 24 without it being up in the maternity area. There's a lot of
Right.
change that can
No, I
happen.
mean, listen,
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I'm sure you heard the news. New York Fashion Week is not going to be happening in September. If I'm not mistaken, it's going to be virtual. But I did attend some shows this past February, and it was very refreshing. I mean, I had already started seeing it, but I definitely saw it so much more this past winter for the spring summer collection for next year of plus size models. And the designers, and I'm talking big designers,
Yeah.
would interloop, you know what I mean? Like with the tall and thin, with, with
Yeah.
the curvier.
Diversified
So
runway. Yeah. Yeah.
I, and it was diversified too. It was with, from Black women to Asian women, like Latinos,
As
like
it should be.
everybody was thrown into the mix. So I was like, wow. Like, so I think like just everything, and with the, everybody's just looking for that change, and also like in fashion, more of a sustainable kind of way of living. Like, a lot of people feel pressure to wear this, wear different things because they're on TV or being photographed. And this is a big conversation amongst like stylists, because I've been, doing a lot of also education on the side, listening to all these people. And they're like, we're trying to get our clients, and I'm talking like celebrities on TV and whatnot, like to have, it's okay to reuse what you own already, and we can change it up a little differently. It's okay. It doesn't
Yeah.
always have to be something different,
Right.
So we're
And
looking at,
the consumer also needs to use her voice and say, stop, or excuse me, let's back up even one step. The stores need to say, listen, we're not
Mhm.
going to have new goods every single 2 weeks.
I
It's
know.
too much product in the system. And
Mhm.
that's going to change. It's already changed because so many stores have closed down and so many people are re-wearing what they have personally. This is just the consumer, non-celebrity stuff. And
Mhm.
there shouldn't be the pressure to, and we're in control of our purse. So anytime we want to, as women especially,
Mhm.
anytime that we want to change anything that has to do with consumerism or buying something, if we don't like, because Black Lives Matter just had closeout Tuesday, I believe, where no one was supposed
Mhm.
to buy anything. I wonder what the data is on that. I can't wait to see it. But when women stand up and say, you're not doing the line right, you're not doing the grading right, or you're not really
Mhm.
providing what I want, I'm not going to give you my money. It's plain
Exactly.
and simple. Use your
Yeah.
purse to your own power.
Yeah. Yeah. And hopefully more people will do it. It's just, sometimes people get sucked into like, oh, I can't wear that because whatever. But I think designers also are saying, listen, we're not going to be pressured to have a collection. Do you know what I mean? Like if it's for spring and summer, it's going to come out in spring and summer. We're not going to do it like so I think that's a big conversation. We're going to see that
Five.
change.
Yeah.
Now, like the stores like Zara, I'm not sure how they're gonna, because they love to copy, right? And they're, every week you go and there's something different. They change their whole store.
And the
So they're
sustainability is not so great with the work staff,
no,
and all the
from
conditions.
everything. I
So
mean, I did a whole thing. I did a whole research on how fast fashion is done, and that's a whole nother conversation. I mean, that's like totally, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I don't
we're
think
not at the
people are
same
aware.
we're not at the same place. I think we've changed as a nation, as a world, on what is important coming out of our purse. Why do we want to pay
Mhm.
XYZ? And do we want to play the game of the current trend and being in? And if you feel this way, and I think a lot of people have had time to think about what's important, and maybe not always having those shoes in the right color. For some people, it might be, but I think a lot of people have sat back and reevaluated what is it that's important in fashion for me. Do I want something to fit really nicely, buy quality goods so it lasts me quite a few
Exactly.
seasons, and you look sharp and crisp and fantastic, and you add a little color here and there. um,
Mhm.
or do you want to go always with the trendy outfit, and you have nothing in your purse anymore? I don't know.
Right.
I think a lot of people want to travel and have
Well,
money
especially
to
after
go.
this, you know what I mean?
Especially after this.
People do want to get out, and like you said, a lot of people have been hurt financially. So they're really, even though they're slowly getting back, like they don't want to like spend all their money on clothing, and because where are we going anyways?
Right.
It's not like
Right.
you're really going, you're going anywhere. Now, like being that. still on the fashion, like, let me ask you a question. When, what is your model like for a woman who, is curvier? Like, I always tell my clients, like, they want to wear clothing that's probably more form-fitting as opposed to like something that's loose. Would you agree with that? Like,
Oh yeah, if you can have a really good princess seaming to bring in underneath the breast, and
mhm,
highlight a nice
mhm,
waistline, highlight a beautiful back, highlight, all different. So many women come in different. The rolls and this and the curve is very different. But if you wear something that's big and blouson, it's going to make you look bigger. So if you do love having an A-line dress, have it nice and form fitted on top and let it gracefully go out on the A line on the bottom. Yeah.
mhm.
Don't be afraid of the
Yeah,
curves.
so
If you have got
yeah,
them,
I know. Yeah. And
go
so did
for
everybody hear that? Okay, coming from Supermodel Emmy, I mean,
it.
seriously, because I'll tell
But make
that to
sure it
some
fits
clients.
right. You want to make
Right.
sure that you're not buying a size too small. I would always suggest for women, if they're looking into buying a really lovely item, to go one size up and have a tailor really make it just right, like bring it in just
Mhm.
enough. Forget about the size on the garment. Everybody has different sizes. It's really mashugana crazy. So try on what garment you love, and if you love it, and you think, oh, my waist needs to go in, this is too big of a size, but it really fits over my tush, buy the one with the big waist, go to your seamstress, and they will bring it in and it will fit perfectly.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
I think the key is to have a seamstress or a tailor, somebody who will, cater it to you. Because when you see everything in the magazines or on commercials, 9 out of 10 times they're all being like, pinned in the back anyways. So,
Always.
to make it look
Always.
perfect, right? I mean, even the mannequins in the stores, right? You look, and then when you look behind, it's all tucked in. So the model looks great because it's catered to their, to the
People
figure.
like
So.
you are standing behind the scenes with clips and pins, and you take the shot. Okay, turn your hip just a little bit more so you don't see
Right.
all the pins. Yes,
Exactly.
you should have seen. Yeah, I used to cut up beautiful garments that were high end, because when there was nothing in the marketplace outside of Marina Rinaldi, thank goodness there was that. But now we have 11 on array, 11 on array. I love them. Are you familiar with
Oh,
11 on
gee.
array?
No.
Oh, I want you to check them out.
Oh, I
11
am.
on array, and they
Yeah.
are a luxury brand, a luxury retail space, digital, and
Oh, yes, yes.
they
I
have
think
Patrick
yes, now,
Henning is the CEO, and they have their own fit. So
yes,
any
I
major
can see
designer
that.
that wants to work with them that have never gone into the curve, they apply their fit that has been
Okay.
tried and true, and they know exactly what it is, and they're doing so well. I'm so proud
Yes.
of them. I love working with
Yes,
them. Love,
yes.
love, love
I
working.
mean, initially I wasn't familiar because I just heard about them, I think like this past April or early May.
Sure.
And it seems like a
Oh,
fabulous
you're gonna
company.
love them. Go check out their website. It's yes, it's you're just gonna be like, my goodness, because the whole fallacy, the big myth that
Hmm.
torn apart, thrown away, was full figured women above a size 12 didn't have money to be able to spend on luxury
Right.
items. And
Right.
that's why a lot of people didn't really invest in the right fit, the right look, the right style. And now the data comes out and says that's wrong,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
that's really wrong. And they're doing very, very well.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll definitely check. And now speaking of clothing, are you still doing your own line or
No, no. No, 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 no. I am actually going into a wellness business, as I told you about
right.
coaching,
Oh,
and I'm
yes.
taking a pause. I'm writing a book
Okay.
to go along with that, and starting a new podcast. And I'm focusing on my wellness journey right now. If a large company would like to come up to me and say, we would love for you to do, you know, a collaborative line with us. We would love for you to be a spokesperson if it
Yeah.
aligns with the right fit and they're talking the talk and doing the right thing. I would love to work with someone, but for me to develop my own line right now is not the time for
No,
that.
it's not the time. No, I mean, it seems like you've moved into another direction. So, I
I'd
mean,
like to do it. I know how to do that well. I love being a
mhm.
spokesperson, but I'm not doing it on my own.
Right, right, right.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
yeah,
definitely. And the
yeah.
thing is, like, you know, like for instance, Dress Barn, I know they were at, you know, like Ashley, you know, was part of their, you know, she was one of their spokespeople, but they went out of business, you know what I mean? So, so we'll see what happens with the fashion brand. But that's how, because that's kind of we met through Tina, and Tina was part of that, right? Working with you.
Well, yes, Tina worked. She was a wonderful design director when she was over
Hey,
at
Tina, I'm
KBL.
not sure if she's
Love
on, but
Tina so
Tina,
much. Love her, love her. And now she has her own line,
this is her
Takoya,
own.
and
Yes.
Takoya is doing so well. Love what she's doing. So if anybody wants to check out
Yes,
our
okay,
mutual friend
yeah.
Tina's line,
Yeah.
Takoya, she is doing it's so
Yeah, I
cute,
mean, and it's
super
perfect
cute.
because it's super cute and it's so comfy. Do you know what I
Yes,
mean? So
you're stretching
perfect for
everything. It's true.
it's
I mean,
perfect for
don't you love
yeah.
stretch even in your jeans and your pants?
Um,
I remember the time when there was no stretch in the jeans, and if
mhm.
you sat down, they looked really good when you stood up, but when you sat
So
down,
when
you'd
you
be like,
sit up,
I can't
you're done.
breathe
Yes,
every
no,
time.
I know. Definitely. In fact, I have a friend that I made the last couple of years. She's a Dominican fashion designer. Her name is Senya, and she does beautiful dresses. She's you know, in New York City, and she just developed like a couple of years ago jeans. In fact, she was at, did you meet her at the fashion show that Tina did for the Latin American? You were in, weren't you in the
I
you were in the
was,
fashion?
yes,
Yeah,
I
so
was.
Sanya did the dresses and she also had the jeans and the pants. So we wore her pants, and the only reason why I'm bringing it up it's because, you know, they have a lot of stretch and get
I know. Isn't that fun? It's so fun. It really is. It's great.
I love it. Yeah. Yeah,
Well, this
no,
is
I
so
love
nice that we got a chance to chat
I
and to
know I'm
catch
so
up.
happy.
How nice.
Yeah, no, this was really great. I appreciate, you know, you taking the time, and hopefully maybe, you know, now that we're starting to venture out, maybe we can do a little social distancing with a cocktail.
Oh, lovely, lovely. Always up for
I'll
that.
call
That's so much
Tina. Maybe we
fun.
can, you know, maybe meet somewhere like, you know, overlooking the Hudson River.
We'll grab
Something
Tina
really,
for that. We'll grab
yeah,
Tina for
that's
that.
what I mean. We'll have to get Tina for that. So, anyways,
Absolutely.
well, Emmy, thank you again. You know, you are an amazing person. I thank you
Thank
for
you,
your
Hon.
voice. And I wish you well on this new journey that you're taking. And everybody out there, listen, age doesn't define anybody. Do what you're passionate about.
Oh, yeah. Have joy. Remember your childhood. Have fun with that. Have fun with what
Mm,
you're doing and get out and play. You've got to do it.
mm,
Thank you
exactly.
so
Right.
much.
Thank
Yeah.
you. All right. Have a great day.
Bye,
Thank you.
everybody.
Bye.
Thank you, Sonica. Good luck.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Be safe.
Bye.